everyone, it's Elizabeth Groshar, licensed real estate instructor and broker owner of EDG Realty and EDG Realty Refer in Sarasota, Florida. Welcome back and thanks for listening to I Got My Real Estate License, Now What? Since on almost all of the previous podcasts that have been lead generating episodes, I've mentioned open houses as a perfect lead generator, I figured it would be a good idea to go into more detail on how to follow up with those leads. So you may already be out there doing open houses and having success capturing leads, but have no idea how to go about following up with them. Well, this episode is for you. Let's start by making sure that we are successfully capturing the information of all of the open house attendees. To do this, you're going to want to have an open house sign-in sheet. It can be done electronically via Google Forms, or you can print out paper and do it the old-fashioned way. I personally do feedback sheets. You want to make sure you're collecting information such as name, phone number, and email address. Like I said, my personal favorite is using a feedback sheet because it gives the attendee something to do while they're walking around the home. I personally bring a few clipboards and allow the attendees to walk around the house and then hand it to me at the end. But I make sure that I'm gathering the information first. So when I hand it to them, I tell them to write down their name, email address, and phone number and let them know that it's for feedback of the home and also to keep track of who has been inside the home. I then allow them to walk around the home and fill the rest out as they're walking. On my feedback sheet, I usually have a couple of questions that are just multiple choice, such as price, curb appeal, interior, etc. And then I have like a 1 through 5, and they can just circle it. And then I usually have a little section for comments at the end. If you need an example, feel free to email me and I can get you one. So now that you've successfully collected the information, you're going to need to make sure that you're using it wisely and following up with all of the attendees. Your first follow-up should be the first business day after the open house. For example, if the open house was on a Saturday or a Sunday, you should make calls that Monday. If it were on a Friday, same thing. Thursday, call Friday. For your first call, if the customer answers, you want to introduce yourself and thank them for coming to your open house. You then want to ask them for feedback on the home and see if they are interested in making an offer. If they are, or if they're not, first find out if they're already working with a real estate agent. If so, ask them if they're happy with the service and if they are receiving. If they say yes, you can thank them for their time and thank them for coming to the open house and let them know to reach out to you if they have any questions. If they do not have an agent or are not happy with their current agent, find out what type of home they're looking for and get them set up on an automatic email via the MLS and reach out to them anytime you see a property that might meet their criteria to see if they'd be interested in checking it out. If the lead doesn't answer their phone, you can always leave a voicemail letting them know you were calling looking for feedback, and you can also follow that up with a text. For example, your voicemail can go something along the lines of, "Hi, this is Elizabeth Groshar with EDG Realty. We met at my open house at 123 Road Street this weekend. Thank you so much for coming. I'm just calling to follow up to see if you would be able to provide some feedback from your experience. I'll also send you a text just in case that's easier. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions. I can be reached at 941-499-3291. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week." Then when you're done, you could just follow up with a text that says something along the lines of, "Hi lead, this is Elizabeth Groshar with EDG Realty. You attended my open house this weekend at blah, blah, blah. I was just reaching out for some feedback from your visit. Thanks so much for coming. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day." So if you've already made your first point of contact like that and they've gotten back with you, you should set them up on your newsletter as well as an automatic email to all the homes that they are looking for and follow up monthly via phone calls to keep your name in their head if they have not bought yet. If you haven't gotten any response from your first point of contact, try to reach out via email 48 hours later and set them up on an MLS search of similar properties. Your email can say something along the lines of, "Hi lead, it was great meeting you this Saturday at the open house on 123 Road Street. Thank you so much for coming. I tried to reach out to you via your phone number you provided at 941-555-5555. I just wanted to see if you had any feedback for the sellers. If you have any interest, please let me know. If you're already working with an agent, If you're not already working with an agent and are considering other homes as well, I would love to help. I set you up on a weekly MLS search of similar properties to the one at open house address. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condos in Sarasota under $400,000. If you need me to change your criteria at all, please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you. I like to separate my leads into 2 categories. One that is active and one that is passive. In the active category, I'll put people that are currently looking, and in the passive category, I put people who have already bought, who are maybe not looking currently at the moment, or who I have not yet made my first initial contact with. The buyers at the open house are either going to be looky-loo neighbors, people just driving around, or actual active buyers. You will be able to tell the difference fairly easily because they will likely just tell you. Come in and say, oh, hey, we're just looking, or we live next door, or we saw this online and made our way over. If not, you should be able to get a feel for them when you first contact them. The passive prospects, you're going to want to reach out monthly just to keep your name in their head and keep yourself in front of them. And you can also have them on your monthly newsletter and a passive MLS search in their criteria. That way, if they're ever looking or if they're starting to get serious, you'll already be in their head. The active prospects you're going to want to check in with as soon as a property that you think they would like hits the market. Whether it's an email or a quick text or even a call, just say, hey, I saw a property on your search at 123 Road. Let me know if you have any questions on it or if you want to take a look at it. The key to customer retention is follow-up. You want to make sure that you're always thinking of the customer and keeping an eye on the market and learning the market, so when they have a question, you have an answer. Keeping your open house leads in mind, you want to make sure you're following up. I've also mentioned this in other podcasts, and I will continuously mention this. A lot of your prospects are going to also be prospects of other agents in your area. To set yourself apart, you want to follow up and always have market knowledge. Make sure you're always reaching out and following up with your leads in order to create a relationship with them, so when the time comes to buy or sell, you're the first person that they think of. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of I Got My Real Estate License Now What? I'm Elizabeth Groshar, licensed real estate instructor and broker owner of EDG Realty and EDG Realty Refer in Sarasota, Florida. I hope you have a great weekend doing your open houses, and make sure you follow up on Monday. See you next week.